Karen Aragon, and she's here to teach Officer Leah a thing or two, motivate you, okay? Do something with your lives like she has done herself. So we're gonna get started with an introduction and give Miss Aragon a minute or two to kind of tell your little story, your history, how you got involved with PAL, what age you started with PAL, and the wonderful things you're doing with your life now because of PAL.
Okay, sounds great. So hi everyone. My name is Karen Aragon, and I was a PAL kid growing up. I was in the martial arts program. I was in the program for about I want to say like 8 or 9 years, and I was also part of the Youth Leadership Council, so the YLC, and I did the Junior Police Academy. And I mean, I have just tons of positive, wonderful experiences with PAL, with in the program, with the officers. And I mean, I'm local. I heard Derek on there. So you know, I grew up here in Hollywood. So I don't know like everybody's age, but I went to Bancroft Middle School. I think probably there's a good number of PAL kids who are attending or have attended or will attend Bancroft. And I went to Fairfax High School, which is another local high school. And after high school, I went to UCLA. And there I learned about public health, which is the field I'm in. And so I went and got my master's in public health. And after that, I've been working. So I work for a nonprofit, and I coordinate a health program. And yeah, I was hoping I can answer any like questions that you have about college, and maybe even talk about the field of public health, which is really important, especially given the times that we're living in right now. Yeah, do I just
Okay, I'll help you out. So, local kid, grew up in a PAL program. Tell us what age you started PAL, and at the time, who were your PAL officers?
Okay, so at the time I joined PAL, I was 11 years old. I was 11 years old, and the PAL officers, I think there was one, when I started, her name was Officer Ibarra, but I remember a lot, Officer Kimberly, Officer Hugo. I mean, there were so many. Like then we had Officer Kelly, we had Officer Jaime. There was yeah, there was so many of them, and it was just it was really great. I was able to go to the do the Sacramento experience with Officer
Okay, hold on,
Hugo
wait.
and Officer
What's the Sacramento experience?
So that was part of the Youth Leadership Council. So then some students were selected to go to Sacramento to like it was a conference, a big meeting for many of the PAL students who were in the Youth Leadership Council. And you talk about PAL and the experience, the positive experience that you've had, and just how you can always go back and help in your community.
Nice. So, you said you started off in a martial art program. What programs at the time when you were 11 did PAL offer, and what guided you towards the martial arts?
Okay, so when I started, there was, well, the martial arts program, of course. There was also the soccer program. And I think those were the two main ones at the moment. We were at a little park at Cahuenga Park, where the pool is. So that's where we were. And then from there we moved to we moved we moved around a lot, and we were at the Weingart Center at the Salvation Army, and we would have classes also. We had classes at the fire department, which was pretty cool. One of the rooms up there, that's where we had class, and we would have class also at the there at the community meeting room at the police station, at the community, at the offices. So we would have the PAL program there. And just martial arts, I mean, it was my parents who they would take us to the swimming classes at the Cahuenga pool, and from there they my mom, Officer Ibarra, and she would see her there, and the officer started talking to her about the program, and that's how we got into the karate program, the martial arts program.
Nice. Now that was you and your sister, right?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So who were your instructors at that time? Because we got a couple of kids here that are in the martial art program. All you guys who are in the martial art program, do her a favor, raise your hand so you can see you. That means show your face, right? I said raise your hand, don't put your fingers in the light. All right. Yeah, so some of these guys have started a little younger than you as well. So who were some of your martial art instructors in the program at that time?
So at the moment we had Sensei White, Sensei Bernice White, and Sensei Lee. So they were the two that, they were at the park, and we would they were at some of our other locations too. And then we had it was pretty cool because we had students, the older belts at one point were the ones teaching us. So the students who at the time were red belts, red belts, they were the ones teaching us how to do all the katas, and they were doing doing all our exercise drills and the sparring. So we had them for a really long time. They were the ones teaching us, and then after that, it was Captain Ron Sanchez. He was our instructor, and along with the PAL students who at the time were then, they earned their black belt, so they were our instructors too. It was a team, and then at some point my sister and I were also able to be PAL instructors, which for the younger belts, and that was pretty cool.
So what you're saying is you and your sister both earned the coveted black belt, right?
Yes, we did. We did back in 2008. So
Wow.
it's been a while.
So give us one of your most interesting stories, whether it be a tournament or one of your tests upon your journey.
Yeah, there's plenty of those. I mean, to me, I always cherish the tournaments because the way that we would all cheer for each other. And I saw Derek here earlier. I mean, we would all cheer for each other. We knew that, okay, so and so's sparring right now, or so and so's doing their kata on the other side. Okay, we're gonna split. And then the snacks. It's like, okay, I brought snacks. I brought sandwiches. Who needs one? I have water, and then everybody with their trophy. I think just that is a wonderful memory that I will always cherish. Just like the community that was we built. It was experience. And something else I would say that I can never forget is, of course, our black belt test. It was definitely a test of endurance. All the exercise drills. It was pretty cool because we had to not only show that we knew what we had learned, but it's martial arts, right? So that art component to it. So we had to create our own self-defense techniques and our own katas, and that we then had to perform in front of everybody. And so it's that great mixture of that discipline of you making sure that you're learning everything that you're practicing, but also that creativity that now you have to create something. Now you're learning you have these tools that that we've taught you, or that you've learned along the way, that experience, and now you have to create something. And so the black belt test was another just experience I can never forget.
So when it was time to take your test for black belt, did you feel you were ready? Talk to the kids. I mean, you progressed through all the belts. Matter of fact, do me a favor and tell them all the different colors of belts that you went through along the journey, because it's changed a little now. And so Derek, who I know, he knows a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I see. So I joined through the browser. I can't see everybody. Well, I see Miguel, and I don't know if that's Yerixa Miguel. I'm like also from the martial arts program, I believe. And yeah, so back then we had our white belt, our yellow belts. We had green with the white stripe. In order to earn like the full green belt, we had to break a board with a kick. So I remember that. And then once you did that, you took your white stripe off. Then we had a blue belt. Then we had blue belts. Actually, there were at some point there was a blue belt with a white stripe, then the blue belt. Then we had red with the white stripe, red belt, red and black, and then your black belts. So yeah.
Karen, I have a question real quick. If
Yes.
I took a board and I cracked it over Officer Lee's head, would I be qualified for a blue belt right away? Would I meet the qualifications?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I don't know the new rules. Maybe now, yes.
We would give him an honorary flamingo belt. That's what we do now for stuff like that, okay? We have it waiting. It's all bedazzled out for him, so.
That's
so
pretty
I have another
impressive.
question for you, because we have Casey and Kendi, and they have asked me several questions about self-defense. What kind of encouragement would you give to young ladies? I want to say they are in 11th and 12th grade, if I'm not mistaken. And if they were to start martial arts, what would be your words of encouragement to them and the benefits that you receive by doing it?
Start martial arts. Well, I mean, this is just it in general. Martial arts, I think that sometimes when you see it on the screen, when you see it on TV, you always think, oh, it's about fighting and I'm going to learn how to beat somebody up, maybe, that's or it's more than that. It's not about that, actually. It's not about that. It's about really the discipline. It's you learn so much about yourself, and that you learn that you have all this power, and it's really more of the mind. So you have all this power, but you have to learn how to use it, or when to use it, and you learn about the force that you have and how much to give, how much to like, again, when you're breaking a board, I'm not just aiming to hit the board, I'm aiming behind it. So you use all these skills and then are able to apply it to the rest of your life, and everything. I know, even like your reflexes, it helps with your reflexes. I mean, of course, there's all the physical benefits to it, right? Of that you're just being active, that you're being you're adapting your body to be agile, to be quick, to be fast. But it's a lot more than that. It helps you focus. It helps you, when you're sparring, that it's not, you just don't go in there and dive right into it. It's strategy. So martial arts really helps you focus, come up with strategy. It helps you think more about, again, that power that you have within you, and you're able to apply that to your school, to even when you're just walking, like you also learn about safety. So you, again, because you understand all this power that you have, and the strategy that you learn through sparring and through the katas, which are the forms that help you. It's as if you have somebody in front of you, so you have to learn how to I guess, like, it's like as if they're striking you, and then you have to learn how to block it or hit. So that's something that you learn, even that you can apply even as you're walking. You kind of see, oh, this doesn't look safe. Okay, I'm gonna be alert. I'm gonna have a bit of a guard up. You know how to like prepare yourself. And I think that in the case of an emergency, martial arts, that practice that you have, helps you not freeze, which is something that happens to many people. They might freeze, they might not know what to do, but you learn how to be in situations where you have somebody, an opponent, so you learn how to calm yourself down, how to control the situation, and be the one in power.
Awesome. Great answer. Great answer. So we're going to do a round of Ask a Black Belt. So all my karate kids out there, starting with Yaritza and Miguel, Hands up right now. Let's ask your question. Let's go.
Or oh yeah, how long did it take you to get to black belt?
It took what 7 years? 2001 to 2008. Yeah, 7 years.
Ahí está. Yes.
And I have another question. And how many what were some tournaments that you have been to?
Okay, it was a good number of them. We had the California PAL tournament. There was the Bob White tournament. There's actually this pretty cool one. I don't know if you all still do it. It was a Polynesian one, and that was a wonderful experience because they had the Polynesian culture, and then they had different performances. It was pretty cool. But yeah, that was one that we did. I think we did it once or twice. It was a Polynesian martial arts tournament. But there was one in East LA, I remember, the Arturo Ruiz. I think that's a pretty popular one. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Larissa?
How long have you been doing
Taekwondo.
taekwondo? Sorry.
So it was the 7 years to earn my black belt, and then now I don't go to a studio or a class, but when I can, I try to practice, because again, just because you earn your black belt doesn't mean that's it. You don't stop. Just like when you if once you all graduate from high school, you're still continue learning more, right? Whether you go to college or do a program, there's always just so much to learn, so you have to continue learning. And even though I don't go to a studio, I still practice, and I'll look it up online, so to make sure that I still remember, because again, you never know when you're going to use it. And it, again, like I said, everything about it helping focus and be disciplined, it's all practice. So even though I earned my black belt, I still have to practice.
Okay. Thank you.
Alvin?
Okay, so my question is, so I know that in martial arts they teach you all these like techniques and stuff. Have you ever had to use them like to protect yourself or something?
Luckily, I have not had to use them, but there's been maybe moments where I feel that I have to be alert, so I have to know, like, okay, I have to be ready. But luckily, I have not had to use them, besides just like practicing.
Yareli.
So my brother stole my question, but how many trophies do you have?
I lost count. I have so many of. I have a good number of them. I have some that I have first place trophies. I have all the places, but I also have even just participation trophies. I know that one of my favorites is actually one that I got. I believe it was at the Polynesian tournament, and it's like the size of my hand. So it's not a really big trophy, but it's just a participation trophy. I remember that a good number of us got a participation trophy, and it was just the little guy who's there kicking. It's literally just that, and honestly, that one's my favorite. But yeah, I don't know how many I have anymore, but yes, and then all the places. So I have participation, third place, team trophies. I have second place trophies, first place trophies, all sizes. But yeah.
Derek.
Okay, so how does it feel? Okay, so you don't know this, but the half red, half black belt, it's gone now. Like it doesn't exist. I'm the last person that has it. How does it feel to be in like the last generation of like, I don't know, like in my eyes, your generation of black belts was like the best there was so far that came into the studio. So, like, how does it feel to be a part of like all of them?
It's um yeah, I mean, it was definitely a different time. um you know, I just I feel really proud of where I am now, and being able to see how much the program has grown. Like, I I hear you. I mean, I'm not able to see you, but like I heard you, and you know, you sound so much older, and everybody. Oh, there you go. Hey, everybody else, like, just seeing how much the program has grown. To me, I think that's what's most rewarding. To see there's a lot more students, and I know that you probably remember you were so little, but it wasn't that many of us. So it was at a point where we all had to continue, and if we didn't go to class, if we didn't do that, then the program was going to end. So I feel proud that we were all able to attend and go and, like, all again work together. We had, you know, that we had many of the students were our own instructors. So I feel so just happy to see how much it has grown, how much you all have grown. I know I when I last went and saw a good number of you just so tall and like older, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, it's pretty cool. And I'm glad to see that you all are now carrying that legacy. And I'm excited to see what you all do.
Can I ask one more question?
Of course.
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you think the program helped shape you into who you are, like now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the way that even like the different experiences of, again, the tournaments, the junior police academy, the field trips that we took, I mean, they were unique. And I mean, I was just able to see and learn so much more than maybe I was exposed to at school. So it was really a place where we were able to explore our creativity and, you know, just build tons of friendships, which was pretty cool too. But yeah, it definitely shaped who I am today.
Good
Gilberto.
question, Derek.
Oh, it's my turn. What was your hardest tournament?
My hardest tournaments, I think I would probably say the older I got, the more difficult they got, because one, there weren't that many girls my age doing it. So I remember sometimes I had this opponent who I would see at multiple tournaments because it was the same. It got to the point where it's, you know, you start to know everyone, and she was like a state champion or something, and yeah, so I already knew, but it was cool because since I already had experience fighting or sparring with her, I was also able to just, learn new skills to be able to face her. So I think that was. I don't remember like what specific tournament, but it was just like the older that you get, you know, the stronger that you also get. So yeah, that's the one I would say.
Awesome. Awesome. So, graduated from Fairfax. Upon
Yes.
graduation, what made you choose the university that you went to?
So yeah, I mean, it was, so the reason why I chose UCLA rather than other schools was, one, because it is, again, local. It's Los Angeles. And then, you know, you hear about all the research that UCLA does, like how they help the community. So the sportsmanship. So to me, I was like, okay, you know, I got accepted to UCLA. Let me go there. And I mean, and they had a lot of resources too. I think that was one of the main things. Not only because they were local, but they had a lot to offer a student like me, a student who is Latina, a student who is the first to go to college here from her family. So, it was all new to me, and I'm the oldest, so it's just my sister and I. So I didn't have somebody to really ask, and UCLA offered that help and that resources for me. So that's why I ended up going or attending UCLA.
Awesome, awesome. So some of our kids, they're getting ready to go to college and whatnot. What advice would you give them um, about, putting their nerves at ease? Because, it's a big step going from high school where you're the top dog on the campus to being a freshman all over again on a university campus. And depending on the size of the university you go to, it could be very overwhelming.
Yes. You know, find find a group that would be some advice that I wish I had. And as I was at UCLA, I did get that advice, and I started following it, and that made my experience a lot better. But find a group or students that you can identify with, that you feel comfortable with sharing those experiences with, in the sense of, like, if something is like you mentioned right now, in high school you might be the one of the top students, but then you go to a school, and then I'm starting all over. You're starting, you're learning just like everybody else. So don't be afraid of participating in tutoring. I know maybe in high school you're like, oh, I don't really need tutoring, it's too easy for me. But when you're in college, it's not so much about I'm taking tutoring because I'm falling behind. It's more of I'm taking tutoring because I need to practice. And you need to when you're in college, your job is to be a student. So if you have 3 classes, and let's say I only have 2 today, I'm not going to spend the rest of my day, like, I get to do whatever I want. No, your job is to study. So go to those, attend tutoring, attend, your professor's office hours, which are just hours where they're there to answer your questions. I think just don't be afraid to ask questions. People want you to ask questions. That's something that's, I guess, you learn as you get older, that sometimes, I might be scared to ask. I don't want to ask. I don't want to, maybe I feel that it's too easy of a question. But that's not the case. People want you to ask questions. People want to pick your brain. They want to see how you are learning this or how you're interpreting it. Because again, these are all tools that you are learning to make a difference in your community. Once have a job, once you're done with school, like, these are all tools. So find that group, find a group of students who you can study with, find a group of students who you can have fun with. And again, because they're students, they also know that they have to study. So you might have tests at around the same time, or papers, and you can ask them for help. I'm done writing this paper. I'm done. I'm tired. Can you read it for me and tell me what you think? And really just be open to communicating. I think that's just one of the biggest things. Like, communicate. If you don't know something, if you don't know where this office is, or you have this issue, speak to somebody. Speak to a student if you feel more comfortable. Speak to an older student, or speak to a counselor. They're at the schools, they have counselors for everything. If you don't know what classes to take, ask a counselor. And then just remember too that it's important to do your own research. So if your counselor is telling you to, okay, you need to take class A, B, C, and D, and you know that, well, maybe I have to work, or maybe I have to commute, or maybe, right now my classes are going to be online and I don't know how comfortable I feel. It's okay. You can see, okay, maybe I can't do A, B, and C and D right now. Maybe I'll just try A, B, and C, or ask another student, what was your experience taking these classes? So just because somebody tells you, okay, you have to do this, this, and that, like also you have to question and say, okay, can I handle this? Can I do this? Can I fit this into my schedule, knowing my responsibilities? So just keep that in mind, because I know that it can be hard when you don't know, when it's your first time at a school, at a big school, or any school actually.
I think Alberto, you had a question. Your hand's been up. Go ahead and ask.
What kind of strategies was the hardest in karate?
What kind of, like the katas?
Like strategies, like how you say, like movements in karate?
Oh, the movement. I would say, I mean, I would say the katas, because as you you know, get to the higher belts, they have more things in it, right? Like the red belt kata has, you know, the kick and everything. So, again, it's performing it as in the tournament, performing as if you can really see your opponent, right? You can really see them punching you, and you can really block it and all that. So I think just, and they got longer, right? They get longer. So yeah, I mean, as you get the higher belts, it's it gets a little harder, but you can handle it. You're able to handle it because you're learning these tools every single belt, right? And then each tool will help you reach the next level. So it does get harder, but you're able to handle it. And again, if you are having trouble with it, ask for help. Ask the older students. They're willing to help. And then Alberto, I don't. Are you the one that asked if I was a doctor?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm not a doctor, but what I do is it's called public health, and uh, um, so a doctor sees a patient, and it's one-on-one, right? So with public health, let me ask you all. You all you all are washing your hands, right? You know the importance of washing your hands, yeah? Do you all wear a seatbelt when you get in a car?
Yeah.
Yes. How about helmets? Do you wear a helmet when you're biking or when you're sparring, or your shin pads and all that for soccer? You wear all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of that is actually public health. So in public health, what it is that you're not taking care of just one person, you're taking care of many people at one time. So it's by reminding people the importance of washing their hands, of putting in you know, laws or policies that say, okay, you have to wear a helmet because it protects your head in case in case you fall, in case of an injury. You have to wear a seatbelt in case something happens. You know, the seatbelt will protect you, or even like the vaccines, right, that you have to get for school. You know, that is something that's public health too. So it's a way to help the health of many people, of the public, at once. And so what I do is I coordinate a health program, which means that I come up with different health activities, so health classes, health and wellness activities like going hiking, or talking about the importance of brushing your teeth, all of that, so that I can help, like, not only the person's health, but like their family, so that it's a bigger thing. So it's like we're all in a team together, and we have to work together to stay healthy. So that's what I do, or that's what public health does.
Oh wait, I have another question.
Yeah.
What do you think about the virus that is happening? About like that there's no more beds, and then there's like lots of people who are not respecting the washing their hands, social distancing, or putting their mask on.
Yeah, that's tough, right? When we're at home. I'm sure your schooling is at home, right? That you have to we're doing this, right, because we can't meet in person. And I know it's a little difficult when you or a little hard to see people maybe not wearing the mask, but yeah, I think that again, it's a team. We have to work together. And if you do go outside because you need to go outside, or like if your parents go outside because they need to work or they need to go to the grocery store, I think the best we can do is I have to wash my hands. I have to keep my distance. If I'm in line and somebody's not keeping distance, I have to move away from them, because they're not moving. So I have to move away. If I see somebody that's, you know, if I go outside, I have to wear my mask. And then hopefully by me wearing the mask, by me moving to this, keeping my distance, hopefully that reminds them that they have to do it. Because like you said, we all have to do this together to help our team members, which are the doctors and the nurses and all the medical teams that are helping those who are really sick. So I have to do my part by washing my hands, by keeping distance, by wearing a mask, staying home. And by doing all that, that's how I'm helping. And with the other people that aren't, I just, you have to be the example.
Good questions, Alberto. Good questions.
Great, Yana, did you still have a question?
Yes, sir. When did you first find Hollywood Pal? Like, how did you first found it?
So it was my sister and I. My mom would take us to the swimming program at Cahuenga Park, and so they had at that time, there was the martial arts program was held at the basketball courts there, at the basketball gym. And the officer was, she would walk around, and she saw my mom saw her, and they started talking. And she said, hey, you should, are you interested in bringing your daughters to this program? And my mom said yes. And that was it. That was it. We joined, and we're really happy about that.
Okay, thank you.
Hmm.
All right. Great questions, everybody. Really great questions. Also, there, did you have any more?
Yeah, you're so mature. Do you mind telling us your age?
uh, sure. So I turned 30 this month. Oh my gosh, this month.
Wow, you look like a little girl. I thought you were gonna say 19 or 20. Wow, that's amazing. Stay looking young. Good for you. Good for you.
Thank you.
Do you keep up with any of the former PAL kids and or officers from the program?
I'll see some of them every once in a while. But not. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to like on a daily basis. I guess I'm also not really on social media, so I don't use that. But yeah, actually, because I am local, and like many of the students now, or many of the kids now who are local, I will bump into them. And I have bumped into them, and it's like old times. You just catch up, and it's fun.
Awesome.
All
Super
right.
cool.
So you're local. You said you work for a nonprofit. Tell us about this nonprofit that you work for.
So for the nonprofit that I work for, so we work in collaboration with a union who works with the union covers represents workers, janitorial workers, security workers, many of the workers who are out there working right now. So my job, we offer them many different programs like ESL, computer classes, parent engagement, or programs for the students. But my job is to work with them on their health. So, they have health insurance. They're lucky to have health insurance. So I help them learn how to use it, how to access their health insurance, remind them that how they can take care of their own health, even at work, because their work is not easy, especially right now. like Alberto was mentioning, with the virus going on, and that they have to go to work, I right now am working with them and reminding them, okay, you how to wash their hands, the importance of washing their hands, the importance of wearing a mask, of keeping that distance, keeping them up to date with all the virus information, because I know that sometimes when you hear it on the news, it can be a little confusing, or sometimes when you hear, some of the updates, they can use like really big technical health vocabulary, and that everyone's like, oh, I don't get it. I don't know what that means. So I break it down for them, and I know that there's many workers who maybe don't speak English. So I, make that information accessible to them. So I use both English and Spanish to do my work. So yes, I break all that information down for them, and I create programs like, again, going hiking and workshops and health fairs, all of that, so that they can have access to their health insurance information and important health recent events information. So all of that.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Alberto, you got another question, my man. Let's go.
Do you know how you said that you worked for like that you help people with the with those cards that help you for I'm not sure what for what's it called again? Uh, you help people use the their like you help them how you say
Their health card, is that what you're talking about? She
yeah
helps them with their health and insurance?
yeah. What do you think about when Trump said he's gonna take Obamacare?
Oh, good question. Whoa, okay.
You are up to date. Oh, okay. You are up to date with everything. Yeah, I think it's unfortunate because that program helps a lot of people. I know that there's a lot of people who already have health conditions that they can't control, right? There's many stuff that's genetic, meaning that it's something that maybe you're born with or more likely to have. And this program, what it does is that it covers everybody, because health is something that, and that's what public health does, right? So it doesn't say, oh, we're only going to take care of you, or we're only going to take care of the people on this side, or only these people because they're younger, or only these people because they're older. No, it's about everybody. And again, like that team building, that team effort, it's we're all in this together. So just like we have to work together to not be exposed to this virus, we all have to take care of each other's health. And this program that Obama created, the Affordable Care Act, does that. It takes care of people's health, and health is something that we all need to have a better quality of life, which means in order to enjoy your life, you need to you want to be healthy in whatever that means to you. And that program does that. So I think it's unfortunate, and I hope it doesn't go away. I hope it covers more people.
Yeah, I know about that because I watch the news every at 8 a.m.
Oh,
I wake up
really?
really early.
Yeah, I can tell.
Watch the news.
Alberto, you're so informed.
Yeah.
Be a journalist.
So if the world is ending, I know what to do.
Oh, I think you need to give us the class then.
So Alberto, you sit with a bowl of Wheaties while you're watching your 8 o'clock morning news? Well, if there aren't any other questions, we promised you an hour. So going once, going twice, kids, please ask away. She's here at your disposal. Gilberto, you just unmuted. You got something to say?
Yeah, yes, sir. What was your main goal when you were in high school?
Oh, that's a good question. One I think was, I liked school. I liked school, so it was, to go to college and to just explore that, to explore what it meant to like school. And I knew I liked the health field, so what could I do in the health field? where can I contribute? And so I was just, my main goal was, okay, I want to graduate so that I can have the opportunity to go to this place of higher education and continue learning. So luckily I like learning. So that was my goal, just learn so that I can see where I really fit in all this.
Great answer. Great answer. Well, it's that time. Everybody, let's give a big round of applause for Miss Aragon for her time, for answering all our questions. Very informative. Everybody, give a round of applause. Yay. And we congratulate you for all the wonderful work that you're doing. We're so glad. We love when alumni come back and share their story because, you know, these kids are just like yourself, you know. We all start somewhere. And so hopefully these words of wisdom that you gave will help them upon this journey of life because, you know, we all got to grow up. Start off as kids, awkward and weird, but then, you know, hey, we become wonderful adults doing public health like yourself, helping many families and lives. So we congratulate and thank you for that. Thank you so much for your time.
But
right.
before you go, I'm sorry, before you go, can we get one word of wisdom from you? Not one word of wisdom, a sentence, some wisdom that you can impart upon the kids. This is something that we cut out of the Zoom chat. We put it up on YouTube so the kids can look at it frequently and get inspired when you're not present in in front of us. So one word of wisdom that you can give to our kids, our participants on this Zoom chat that they can take with them in the future.
Okay, I don't know if I could say one word. I'll have to do
Not,
one sentence.
Not one word, yeah.
One long run-on sentence. I would say explore your curiosity, explore your creativity, because it could, you make a difference. You make a difference, and right now, if school is hard, if anything seems a little difficult for you, it's okay. It's difficult for everyone. Just, you have amazing role models. You have the officers. You have the Pell alumni who you can ask questions, who you can talk to. And so explore whatever interests you do have, because it can, it can lead to something wonderful, something that the people need. And it's again a team effort, so you make a difference. And and I'm excited to see what you all do, what you all create.
We love that. That's awesome. Explore. That was awesome. Well said.
Great. All right, guys, we'll see y'all next go around. Thank you again, Miss Aragon.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Kevin.
Bye, Debbie. Bye.
Bye, Alexandra.
See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
See you, Alberto.
Bye.
Which one is Kevin and which one is Herbert?
This is Herbert. This is Kevin.
Which one is Herbert? Which one is Kevin? Kevin and Herbert. How old are you guys?
Herbert, Kevin.
Huh?
Bye. No, wait. Herbert and Kevin.
How old are you guys?
I'm actually 11. He's 12. I'm not 12. I'm 10.
What school do you guys go to?
I go to Thomas Darcy Middle School, and he goes to Fenton Charter School.
Let me see your guys' best karate move. Go ahead. Let me see the best karate move.
Yeah. So, and we go to the football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what karate is?
I've been karate once, but I just kind of like I kind of like.
Show me a karate move then.
I kind of like. I can remember.
No te des aquí.
Okay. It's me.
Oh my goodness. Tomorrow, we'll work on that tomorrow. Show me a karate move tomorrow, okay? When you guys come on.
Okay.
Good talking to you guys.
Bye.
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 Alberto,
Hi.
show me your karate move, Alberto.
I like dodging more.
Show me a dodging move.
Fine, then. I will. But if I fall, I fall.
If you fall, you fall.
This is my dodging moves. I go down.
Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, buddy. Yeah,
I want to
buddy.
dodge lots of things.
Yeah. I think you're a blue belt already.
Maybe.
You're ready for a blue belt already. I'm going to talk to Officer Lee.
Self-defense, I don't know, but dodging, I do know.
That was pretty good. I'm impressed. Pretty good. Kevin and Herbert, you guys ready now? These guys are shy. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.